All right. I say Seth a lot. It's almost like a tick. It means everything too. You just say Seth. The first instrument that I ever got was a trumpet, actually. I was really little. We were living in my family was in my grandparents' house at the time in South Jersey. My dad got me a trumpet because he played trumpet when he was in high school, and then he gave it up, and I think he wanted to live vicariously through me, so he got me a trumpet. I mean, you can't really sit down and be like, oh, I'm going to write the greatest song ever right now. I'm going to try to write a song that sounds like this. It always happens very differently. I feel like it's usually a very spontaneous thing. I always think about writing, though. I mean, every minute of every day, usually. That's why I take notes in my, this thing. This is my iPhone. I use the the Notes app. If you look through my Notes app, it's probably pretty embarrassing. I just rarely ever remember writing songs. Like I remember sitting there, and then I remember the song being there at the end of it, and I don't really know how you get from A to B. That's always the thing. Like every time, like when I was working like old jobs in restaurants, every time I was at them, that's all I wanted to do is like, I wish I could be playing right now, or I wish I could be like, I have all these song ideas would come to me while I was working when I couldn't do anything about it. Always kind of wanting to be where you're not, in a way. I have influences all across the board. Otis Redding or Ray Charles and Mahalia Jackson and as being like, older influences of just like people that put a lot of emotion into their singing or their performances. I really don't write anything, at least I don't think, that's too derivative or really trying to be a certain style or a certain thing. They're all just kind of like what's happening at the moment. And I think that's the only thing they all have in common. They all are a reflection of exactly like what's happening at a given moment. You should cut all this out. There's a lot of common imagery in like American roots music from where it started, like trains or like train hopping and like I said, whiskey and rivers and pasture and the heartland, like all these things. I can't imagine myself. I can't do it. I can't pull it off. Like I can't lie like that and sing about something that I don't know or is indirectly in front of me. What was the question again? I think my favorite song of all time, my favorite recording. Well, it's kind of a tie between two, but if I had to pick one, I would say "You Don't Know Me" by Ray Charles. I remember just driving and like loving what I was hearing. I was just like immediately caught me, and I couldn't remember any of the words for some reason. I don't know. I just blanked on them, and I was like, I had the melody stuck in my head, and I was like, and I went through all of Ray Charles' catalog. I clicked on every single song to try and find the song that I like was in love with, but I just didn't know the title of it, and I just couldn't recall any of the lyrics. The song itself is about like sort of that feeling where it's almost about, it's like such like a heartbreaking song, but it's about or like a relationship that just didn't exist, and the fact that it didn't ever happen was what was so upsetting. I get most nervous in smaller, attentive crowds. The first time I ever played in front of people was just me and my friend Dan from middle school. We auditioned for the talent show, and I sang, and they told me that if I didn't, that we would be in it. So we did an instrumental thing at the talent show because it was a bad idea for me to try singing. But I tried it, and it was, man. I think that a huge moment in everybody's, like, I guess, musical pursuits is finding yourself and finding your voice in whatever you want to do. And I feel like a lot of people, as you grow up, you can't, like, I feel like people just immediately start doing what it is they're meant to do. That's why, in high school I was like in all these like weird, like punk or like synth rock bands and like doing this stuff and trying to sing in a way that just wasn't for me, and like writing styles that just, it didn't fit, it didn't click. And I remember a moment in my life that was huge where I really felt like I found my niche in the world of music and what I was supposed to be doing, was when the Toy Soldiers first started. And it was just me and my friend Mike Bauer. We were a duo for a while, and he was the drummer, and I sang and played guitar and wrote the songs, and we came up with stuff together. And the biggest moment for me, we were making some home demos, home recordings, just like with a MacBook and a few mics that we had, And it was time to do vocals on the song "Throw Me Down." We were riding home. We were riding bikes around Philly, and we like came up. We started singing the song out loud, and that's how we wrote the song. It's called "Throw Me Down." And we got back to the house, and we like worked out all the instrumentation. We got all the instruments done. He went upstairs so I could record vocals, and I grabbed the mic. I was sitting in the basement by myself, and I like pressed record, and I had headphones on, and I started recording the vocals of the song, and it was almost like some other person like took over my body. Like I was singing in a way that I just never did before. Like this loud, like howling kind of like blues song. And I had never sang anything like that before, sang in that way before. And that was kind of like an oh shit moment for me. Because like, what just happened? Like what just came out? I couldn't really even comprehend it, but I like did the whole take, and I think that was just what we kept. It was just a weird moment, voice finding moment, you know, that I just kind of wrote out from then on, just like singing this way and writing this way. And I feel like that's when I found whatever the hell I was supposed to be doing. And I still don't know if that's what it is, but it's some sort of direction. But not having to worry, I guess, it's a good one. But
worry about what?
You know, just, I don't know, worry about hustling all the time, you know, like playing 4 gigs a day and doing this and doing that and running all around, just like hustling to make it by and pay rent. It would be cool to take this thing that spent most of my life trying to create and having it pay off in a way where don't have to worry about that. Like, oh my God, what the fuck am I gonna do? I mean, rent's due next week. Better find a gig, better do this, better, you know, who owes me money kind of stuff. I mean, just to not have to worry like that, be comfortable doing the one thing eventually is an immediate goal, which would be nice. I don't know.